Good evening, everybody. I'm going to be attempting to make the ladle I showed you there. We'll be using, basically what I do is I take a rectangular piece of wood. If you have a wood that is thick enough to, let's say, mine is going to be 3 1/8 inch. So if I had a piece of wood that was beyond 3 1/8 inch, I could actually make 2 by just, going at the center. But since I don't have that, I trim one to do just basically 1. So I'll be turning half air and half ball. So the idea behind this is to turn. I'm going to give you the steps that will go about. I'll put this in the lathe and I'll turn this round and this round, basically to be able to keep it in place. This portion is going to be chucked. This end, that's going to be on here. This will make the ball. When the ball has been done to the right side, then I'll trim this away, and you'll end up with just the ball and a square piece here. Then I will rotate this and use the chuck that I made for a 3 1/8 inch ball, and we'll use it to turn the handle. And when that's done, then that same chuck we'll use to hold the half ball or the hemisphere, and we'll hollow it out to make the inside portion. Okay? So basically that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn this thing around. Just the ends right now. Just the ends, so I have I have 2 round points that I could use to. Okay. The reason why I want to do this is because I don't want to turn the ball between centers. What I want to do is I want to have one end which is actually being supported. So I'll turn this end a little longer here, which I would use the small chuck to be able to hold that. So I'll make it as deep as I could to get in there, and then the other end will be just held down by the tailstock. That will allow me to make the ball with the least amount of vibration. Okay, so let's proceed. So all I'm interested in, turn these 2 ends round for now. This one will be about this long, that one will be just what you see there. The actual sizes of the ball are not important. The important thing is that it be round. Even this part here, even that is not really necessary that it be round, but I'm going to make it. Now the reason why I want to leave this as is, just turn this portion only, so I want to leave as much meat as possible here, so that it will reduce the vibration when you're turning the ball. That's the only reason, not for any other. I mean, I could actually make the stem here and then make the ball, and it'll actually cut down on the number of steps, but there's always a chance that it'll vibrate when you reduce the size of this part. So.
What's the speed?
Pardon?
Speed.
Speed? I think right now I'm doing about 1100. Is that possible? Yeah. Is that possible? Looks a little slow for 1100, but That's a second skill. That's okay. I want to mark this. Because that's going to be the length of my stem. I always touch the lathe to see that doesn't work. Okay, we're good. Now that we've done so, we'll remove it from the machine, replace this with the smaller chuck. We no longer need this. Notice I always make it snap. I want to make sure that it sits well on at the bottom. Okay. Thank you. Okay. This comes out of the way. I don't know if this will interfere. If it does, I may have to move it, but we'll see. I've installed my ball making jig, so I will have to just set the proper angle of the cutting blade. What I'll do, this point, this is the center of the rotation. I'll point this to the center. I have it marked here of the ladle, the ladle to be. And that would set me their center. Now, since I made it considerably larger, that means that I have ample freedom. Okay, that looks good. I'll lock this, and this will stay until we're done. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is, as I turn the ball, the actual front will interfere with the edges. What I do is simply I made it so that I can adjust the angle of the cutting tip to whichever I want, so that it actually is way in front of this. So I'll be able to get into the two ends relatively easy. Okay, let's move the. It's basically a compass. So I'm going to adjust the compass to the right distance, and then we'll proceed to cut the ball. See? Okay. Now you'll notice this is way out of whack here. Well, it's simple. When I reach this point, I will take this and bring it on this side. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, actually I'm going to concentrate on doing this first because I can leave this full size and then I'll rotate it afterwards. So basically I would do sort of like half the ball and then do the other half. I did this because I was having trouble at all times during cutting of the ball. So I did it so that I could have ample leeway this way. Okay, here we go. Okay, this should bring me this far, which is good. This is great. Excellent. Okay. So let's set our distances. So I back off feet as much as I could, and I'll bring it forward as best as I can. Okay, and I lock it in. I have about 1 inch of flexibility during the advancement here. So I can go in 1 inch, and if that's not enough, I'll just draw it back and move this forward again. You can do this as many times as you want. The fact that this stays where it is, that determines the center of rotation. So, okay, here we go. Now in this position, I'll cut as much as I could until this will start interfering. Then I will stop and I will rotate it afterwards. Now, right now, I really don't care about the surface finish because, as you can see, I hit the side. No problem. And the surface finish, so I can move in a little faster so I can do the job quicker. When I'm getting closer to the actual side, then I slow down. As you can see, the angle of the cutting head is such that it's going to be interfering with this. It's okay, I've gone pretty far, so I just keep doing it as if nothing's there. Now, since I have lots of leeway here, I will try to bring this much more centered so I can actually do more on this side. So. Okay, it's time to change sides. Okay. Now I notice that my tool is almost tangent to the ball, so it's a little too tight. I'm going to back off of it. So it goes pretty quick. It's just that you know, you have to move them. You have to move them back and forth a couple of times. But what I like about it is that there's no guesswork. It'll come around and. Okay. Let me check where I'm at. We'll see if the flat, okay, the flat is not gone yet, so I'm not there yet. Slightly more than 3 1/8, so I got to remove another 1/16. See, the chuck that I have is for 3 1/16. Now, if I'm off by a bit, it'll be okay, but if I'm off by more than a bit, I won't be able to hold it. So I have to make sure that I'm good. Okay. Yes, we're good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go gently. I'm going to go in here and make this smaller. The same thing on this side. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put this on the side. I can actually come out of the contact so that it doesn't interfere. And I use the old-fashioned tool wrist. Now I want to get close, but not to the end because I still have to work on this. Okay, I'll have enough support to thin this end down. Now my final diameter of the, what would you call this, the handle, I want it to be about ½ inch. Basically ½ inch, and at the end we'll make a little, some little design. Okay, so I'm going to shrink this down, but then I'm still going to use this to finish off that end because it's kind of wide. Visually I may be off. Here it's okay with a little small, but on this side, comes back. I brought a little sandpaper to finish off this end. Okay, this can be held this way, you see? Now these chucks, well, you have to make one for every diameter that you want to make. So at home I've got about 4 different sizes, but that's the name of the game. You gotta make as many as you need for the different diameters you want to make. It doesn't have to be exactly ½ inch, but okay, here we go. Doesn't have to be exactly ½ inch, but you try to do it, get it to the size you want it. In this area, I go gentle because that's the worst part. As I get closer to here, it becomes more easy. Now here I have a notch, as you can see, for the handle. Now, here's the thing I want to explain to you. The center of this thing is right here, okay? The depth of this item here is right now 1.9, which is very high, because this should have been here, and the center is here. So all this has to go, and then we go, the depth need to go. Okay. So my next step is to remove this excess. So I'm going to start by removing the excess, and then we'll hollow it up. Okay, clear is very good. So we like this up. Now, we're going to cut this, and then, yeah, okay, we'll do that. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm just going to go in maybe another 1/16 at most. Okay, now I'm going to prepare to hollow it. Now, to hollow it, this is my center support, and I'm going to have this piece here that will be used to center the pin. Now, for that to happen, I need to be able to put this in up to here. So I'm going to dig in there so I can allow me to center. Okay, that'll be done by hand. also one other advantage by using the tools that I make. I don't have to measure it. Once I center it, done. See if I can do that. Okay. Now I have some lines that I use as a guide, and I should be about right. Okay, so now the idea is that as I go in, when I reach the center point again, which is this one, this point here, when I reach this, my circle, my sphere overhead, the hollowing has been completed, because if I go beyond, it doesn't catch anymore. So that's my test, is I hollow and hollow. When I see that I'm very close, then I check by moving beyond the center. If I see that it scrapes, we're not there yet. When it clears, then we're done. Okay, so this is set. I just loosen this up and replace this by the cutter head. Now the cutter head has been set at 1 3/8 inches, actually a little more than 3/8, so that will give you a roughly 2 3/4 inch diameter of hollowing, and from a 3" gives you about a 1/4 inch. It'll be roughly 5/32 inch wall. Okay. So trick is I loosen, I just go. Okay. Here we go. That's a good starting point. It looks like I'm pretty much there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now go beyond the center and see if it, no, it's still touching, okay? Go a little bit more, very little. Still touching. That's it. Now clear it. I always sand in both directions, because that will cut the fibers. If the fibers are lying down, they may not quite be removed. But by changing direction, then pardon me? Again?
Come out. The truck will come out.
No.
It ain't screwed in.
You're right. You're right. But when I put in the pieces, I always hear, but you're right. Okay. Well, it is done. With the exception of that split, it is done. I'll repair it at home and I'll bring it in next week. You'll see there'll be no difference.